been nearly 3 months since the first American got a COVID vaccine dose, but still, those who qualify to get the vaccine are struggling to access them. Now so-called vaccine hunters are popping up around the internet to save the day, offering tips and tricks to help thousands find appointments.
MARYANN YOUNGQUIST used to spend every day online looking for vaccine appointments, but after weeks of searching, she found nothing.
I have been looking for a vaccine for a while now, and I was hearing that other people in other states were getting a vaccine, and I started to get kind of worried and anxious about that because we had not heard anything.
But all that changed after she joined the Minneapolis Vaccine Hunters Facebook group. Less than 48 hours later, both MARYANN and her 74-year-old husband had their first shot.
We're all done. I'm elated. We're sitting there waiting for our turn, and I looked at Steve and I said, "Can you believe it?" I mean, we were just so in awe of what was going to happen that day.
The Youngquists are just two of the countless people now being helped by so-called vaccine hunters or vaccine angels, strangers on the internet helping people find vaccine appointments.
The end goal is making sure that shots get in arms. There are priorities set to make sure that communities that are most impacted and that have the highest risk get them first. But at the end of the day, our biggest goal is to reach herd immunity and to protect the entire community.
After hearing about Facebook groups in Tel Aviv alerting residents about expiring doses, Tulane University medical and public health student Brad Johnson created a similar Facebook group for New Orleans. The NOLA Vaccine Hunters group then inspired others to start groups for their own areas, including Colorado entrepreneur Doug Ward.
We have over 131,000 members across these, I think, 48 Facebook groups now.
I think that demonstrates a need, a true need.
As soon as they figure out these kind of rhymes and rhythms to either find appointments or even access vaccines, they're like, I need to help others.
Before Danielle Patterson was helping strangers on Facebook get vaccine appointments, she was just trying to make sure her elderly neighbors in West Philadelphia knew how to sign up.
I live in the kind of community where people are not technologically savvy. They don't have information unless you get it kind of the old-fashioned way, most of which is word of mouth.
As a former candidate for state representative, people came to Danielle for help, and she found most of them vaccine appointments through the Black Doctors COVID Consortium, which aims to reduce coronavirus among African Americans through education and advocacy. They even provide transportation to vaccine appointments.
A lot of people don't have any way to get to the vaccine. With the way the BDCC does it, roving around to various neighborhoods, churches that people are very familiar with and trust.
Christina Shirk was determined to get her 71-year-old mother the vaccine as soon as it was available after her father died from COVID last spring. But she struggled to find an appointment until she joined a Maryland Vaccine Hunter Facebook group.
I started reading a couple tips and tricks of the right timing for each of the companies and their sites. Crowdsourcing this whole vaccine appointment thing is so helpful because as you're having those questions, you get reinforcement from the people who've already been through it.
Once she got an appointment for her mother and other elderly family members, Christy then helped her daughter's preschool teachers book their appointments. Now she's scheduled vaccine appointments for 8 other Maryland residents through the Facebook group she originally joined to get her own questions answered.
Once you see the amount of people who are currently eligible and you realize how frustrating it is for those, you can't help but try and help them get an appointment.
College student SYLVIA PALOS started her vaccine search when her grandparents and other elderly relatives faced technology challenges and a language barrier.
Everything is strictly in English. There is nothing that translates it into a different language, such as Spanish. We, as their children or their relatives, have to communicate for them because they don't know the different information that the registration was asking for.
So far, SYLVIA has helped nearly 20 people who speak only Spanish get vaccinated through the Houston Vaccine Hunters group. Her efforts inspired by her mom, who volunteered to be part of the Moderna vaccine trials.
My mom was strong enough to go and take the vaccine even when it was still in clinical trials. That's what prompted me to want to make sure that all of my family is safe.
The Youngquists say for them, vaccine hunters have been a lifeline, especially now that they're awaiting the birth of their second granddaughter in April and will be fully vaccinated by the time she's born.
I feel like we're getting part of our lives back, and that's priceless.
And if you are looking for a vaccine, you can also go to vaccinefinder.org. It's an online portal to help locate COVID-19 vaccine doses in your area. And our thanks to all the vaccine hunters and everyone else who shared their story with us.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.